Okay, hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I am doing well on this Hump Day Wednesday. Chilling in the park for a couple of minutes before I make a run to the supermarket. I'm in the mood for fruit, so I'm going to run to Publix and grab me some fruit. So I figured let me go ahead and hit you guys up since I haven't been here for a while. I'm not going to apologize for this. Y'all know how I do, and it is what it is at this point. If you would like to continue to get notifications, rather, if you would like to get notifications whenever I post anything, then you would, if you're not already a subscriber, you would subscribe, and then that grayed out bell will populate and you'll be notified whenever some new content is up. If you are a subscriber but you have not signed up for the notifications, I found out how you would do so. I wrote it down. Okay, so at the main page of your YouTube, the home page, there is some icons at the bottom, and in the center there's one for subscriptions. You want to click on that. That's going to take you to the channels that you subscribe to. Then there will be, if you subscribe to a lot of channels, there's going to be an all option in blue on the right hand side. You click that, and then all the channels that you're following will populate. You tap the picture of myself. It's a really cute picture of me at a party. So you tap that picture, and it will take you to my channel. And then it will show that you're a subscriber, and then it'll have a grayed out button. And that's that grayed out button that I'm always talking about. But matter of fact, when you get on the channel, you want to scoot all the way to the left-hand side, and you're going to see something that says home. And when you click home, that's where it's going to show you that you have already subscribed, and it gives you that option to click the grayed out button. When you tap that grayed out bell, it gives you an option for all and personalized. I do not know what personalized is. So just go ahead and tap all, and then whenever I put something up, you should be notified to take a look-see at Miss Zan. And that's about it for that part of the housekeeping. And what else? SLS me, people, please. Even though I'm not going to show content here every week, I will still put information up. I still will be recording different topics and scenarios and sharing that with you guys. Today is more on a personal level. With a conversation that I had with two people last week or week before last that I thought was really ironic, because they're both talking about the same situation but on different sides of it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And what else? Hit me up at sugarfreelifecoaching@yahoo.com. I am running out of topics. I need you guys to hit me up with some topics. I do have a couple, still left from the previous entries. And I guess entries, the things that people had brought out to me. Thank you so much for doing so, and I appreciate it. If people would send me more. I need more. Or then you're just going to be listening to my life and the different things that's going on in my life. I don't mind posting that, but like I said, I did want this to be kind of like a Dear Abby, Strawberry Letter kind of feel. And I guess with a little drizzle of my life going on in between those type of letters and scenarios. So hit me up at sugarfreelifecoaching@yahoo.com with some scenarios, some topics, some feedback, some comments. I appreciate it. You can leave them on the channel too. I see that some people have done that. I love reading those. Thank you so much for doing that. But you can also hit me up on the side if you don't want to put anything on the site publicly. What else? And feel free to put me on other social media. So if you have an Instagram page, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever it is, wherever you can put me up, I don't mind. You can put me up. I don't care at all. Matter of fact, I appreciate if you do. That's about it as far as housekeeping. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of the day. The topic of the day is being neglected. Now, I have two scenarios. One with the person being the neglectee. Oh, a bug. Oh, yeah, I don't do bugs. I don't like getting bit. Good. All right, sorry. See, somebody had talked to me about my squirrels and being distracted while I am recording. But that only happens when I'm in the car, But anywho. So it's about two people and being neglected. So one is the neglector and the other one is the neglectee. Now, I don't know if those are real terms, but you know what I'm talking about. So I have one scenario with a woman who's been in a relationship for 5 years. They're not married, but they've been in a relationship for 5 years, and she is a neglectee. She has been neglected from her boyfriend for about 2 years now, and she's starting to get to a point where she's ready to leave the relationship. And then I have on the other side a male friend of mine who is a neglector. And he had neglected his wife in the early part of their marriage, and which led to a real complex situation that they're in. And I just find it interesting in my responses to both of them, because with the 5-year relationship with the woman being neglected, I'm telling her to stay, work it out, try your best before you walk away. On the other hand, with the 20-year plus relationship and marriage, I'm telling him, exit, muerto, done, get out of there. But both of them have totally different complexities. There's totally different scenarios going on here. So like I said, with her and being neglected, she said that when it first started happening, she would express how she felt. She would ask questions. She said then it got to a point where it was like a cry for help, and she was doing silly things just to get attention. And mind you, this is a grown woman, so, no judgment, because people, they do different things in their relationships to hold on to their relationships. And she did a lot of immature things just to get the attention, but she wasn't ready to leave yet. According to what she's told me, she has not stepped out. She's not seeing anybody else. She hasn't slept with anybody. She hasn't gone out on a date with anybody, but she's ready to leave the relationship if things don't change. On the other hand, with my male friend who has been with his wife for over 20 years, because of his neglect, it led her to openly dating men and having a baby outside of their relationship that they're raising right now. And again, total different scenarios, more complex on his end. But what he feels is that because he did the neglecting in the early parts of their relationship, and they got married when they were really young, they were in their 20s, and he's almost 50 now. Being in your early 20s, you really don't know. Most people do not know the responsibilities to a relationship. And he has grown so much from there that he wants an opportunity to show himself and her the man that he's become. And instead of leaving, he wants to work and show who he's become, the grown man that he's become. And I titled this segment here, Follow Your Heart, because at the end of the day, whether the woman wants to leave her relationship or the guy decides to stay in his relationship, even though it's an open relationship on her part, no one can tell you what to do. We can give insight, we can give you feedback, we can make comment, but at the end of the day, you have to follow your heart. Because if it turns out not working out, whether it was going to work out if you listen to somebody else or you listen to yourself, but if it turns out that it doesn't work out and you didn't follow what you initially wanted to do, you will always regret that. You will always regret that you listened to somebody else. Now, I'm not saying not to take anything into consideration that people bring to you, but you don't want to make your moves just because, what this person seems to make sense. This person does really care about me, and they really care about my well-being. So if they say, let's do this, I'm going to do it, because I've done that before. I've been on that end, and it's not a good feeling. Granted, I was able to, have a second chance with that person, and it didn't work. It didn't work, but at least I know this time it didn't work, not because of outside elements, outside comments or, telling you what you should do and actually listening. So I think it's important to definitely follow your heart. On the flip side of following your heart, though, I believe that's why I also put in the title, not to forget your mind. It has to be some kind of balance. I think that if you're going to leave the relationship, think about whether or not you've given it 100%. Make sure that, whether it's going to be through counseling, whether it's not, you're going to read a book and then you want to see how if both of you read this book or you both have counseling, you give it some kind of time frame to say, all right, I'm looking for you to respond to me in a certain kind of way. I'm looking for you to stop neglecting me, even if it's in baby steps. But you have something that is, I don't know, a balance, giving you some type of balance. And on the other side with the guy, you know, you're making these changes, and granted, you're making them for yourself, but I would think that there's something, or at least a part of you, that hopes that there will be some changes based on what you show. And if there aren't any changes based on what you show, you have to have a plan B. You have to have a way to get out of that, you know, instead of just staying in it, because I think that it does have an effect on, you know, the entire family. You know, even the other couple, the 5-year couple, they don't have any children together, but the married couple does have children together. And I think that it does take a toll. You don't know how the toll is being taken, but I believe that it does take a toll on all the people in the family, you know, with the environment the way it is, with an open relationship and bringing a baby out from outside into the home. So I think it's important to use your mind. Don't forget that part. Don't just be a hopeless romantic and not have some kind of balance to it. Definitely follow your heart, follow your relationship. Nobody's relationship looks the same. The way that you mend your relationship is not going to look like anybody else's. You know that person you're in a relationship, and you know the components of your relationship, and only you can make this decision, and based on those things. Nobody else knows, no matter how much you discuss it, and most likely you're not telling 100% of your situation. There's things that's going to be left out that makes a difference in your heart. So I would definitely say follow your heart, don't forget your mind. And I think that's it. I think I just wanted to let you guys know how ironic it was that I was talking to two separate individuals about the same scenario, just on two different sides of the coin, and one being male and one being female. I thought it was super cool to have that. It was exhausting, I cannot front. It did take a lot out of me to hear both of them, and for me to get so caught up in the you should do this, you should do that kind of thing. But it let me reflect, and it let me think back to how I engaged in my past relationships. And, you know, being older now, being 46, how it's so different than being in your 20s and being in your 30s. You know, even being in my 40s, the early parts of my 40s, and now being 46, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of learning. So you never want to stop learning. You want to always keep yourself open for new experiences, new ways of handling things, and new ways of communicating. I think that's really important. And I wish both these couples and the individuals the best of luck, because I know that it's hard. It's not an easy thing to deal with, whether to walk away or even just to sit in your relationship and make it work and make yourself better within it. So best of luck to both of you, and everybody out there, you be good, you be safe, you take care of you in all aspects of doing so. And as always, deuces, people.